what's happening with this country, how we're really making other people live like kings, and we're not. But
That if you did run for president, you believe you'd win.
well, I don't know. I think I'd win. I tell you what, I wouldn't go in to lose. I've never gone in to lose in my life. And if I did decide to do it, I think I'd be inclined. I would say that I would have a hell of a chance of winning, because I think people, I don't know how your audience feels, but I think people are tired of seeing the United States ripped off. And I can't promise you everything, but I can tell you one thing: this country would make one hell of a lot of money from those people that for 25 years have taken advantage.
Same guy all those years ago. Same guy all those years ago. So there we go. Okay. Let me go back up here to the top. Forest Through the Tree says, after watching the first 10 minutes of F&T intro on replay, it terrifies me to know that most of you have reproduced. God help us. Internet's a fucked up place, man. Sierra Tan says, this is a great community and here at the right time. Hail the 199 Trump 2024. Travis S. says, I don't know what to even type. Well, we appreciate what you did type. McCock says, still awkward and gay. Mad Max says, Jeremy, after being on Piers Morgan's show, you finally made it to the big time. How does that make you feel? I feel exactly the same. It's cool though. It's cool to be on Piers Morgan, but I feel exactly the same. McCox is glad to see we're finally getting a wrestling pod. Yeah, talking about the Undertaker. Ice says Gen Z for Trump. Hail MAGA 199 and Big Jeremy. John Ambler says either you're muted or I can't hear the gay. The Exalted Patriarch says, I wish this show could include the Young Turks and Chunk Uyghurs epic cope and see the Trump election glory or victory glorious. You know, we're gonna update. Hopefully, the intro will change and it will be updated to a new cope. We'll still intertwine the old cope as well. But we'll see. Q-Tart says that the fig who cried mute. Coalise says, evening, Jeremy. Have you seen Trump's interview on Maintaining with Tyrus? I greatly enjoyed how good it was. I saw that there was an interview. Let me see is it on YouTube? Let's see. I have not seen it though. Oh, damn, it was right there. Hang on. I did. Damn it, I just saw it. Was it on Outkick? Is that what it was? Yeah, here it is. All right, let's check this out. Let's check this out. I like Tyrus. Here we go.
Announced that crime is up like 45%, so I was right. But I haven't gotten an apology from David, but I don't watch him anymore. I haven't gotten an apology.
I have been so wrong.
Thank you, who drank my beer for
about this
5.
man, because I never understood why you fight the way you fight. You're a family man. First of all, Mr. President, thank you so much for doing this. This is a tremendous honor for me.
I'm a big fan, so
well,
just so you understand
thank you.
it.
Well, I'm glad because I've got an issue with you, and I And when you gave me this opportunity, first of all, thank you for coming on the Gutfeld show. It was hilarious.
Yeah.
It was a lot of fun.
It's a good show.
And I actually owe you an apology before we start. I've been very critical about you, how you fight all through the campaigns. I voted for you because I like policy. I didn't know you as a man. And I think when you don't understand what a man fights for, you can get lost, especially with all the noise we're seeing from fake news, et cetera, who created these pictures from you. So
can we talk about how good of a setup this is? These chairs look incredibly comfortable. You've got great angles. Trump looks comfortable. This is a good, this got a really good vibe to it.
Phil show's over. Cameras are off. We go backstage, and I expected you to be like every politician or anybody I've ever celebrity I've bodyguarded for. And you met my family, and you talked to my daughter.
Mm-hmm.
My daughter is 10 years old. Her name's Georgie. You guys talked for 20 minutes. If nobody knew, you could have been her grandfather. And you were talking about her horses and her dreams. And I was sitting there and I was like, I have been so wrong about this man because I never understood why you fight the way you fight. You're a family man.
I am. Well,
You're a father.
And your daughter's a gorgeous, really, and your wife, the whole thing. I mean, you have got some setup, I'll tell you. But your family's great and you're great and you've really done something and you've captured a certain spirit. You know, a friend of mine who's very smart, he's also a very big guy. He said, because I'm big and strong, people think I'm not the smartest guy.
Oh, I know.
Okay. You are a really smart guy. And I see it and I've watched it and I like the show. And we have the privilege of having had the highest rating in the history of the show when I did it a couple of weeks ago. That was his
Of all time.
Of all time. Yeah.
We beat network television.
You beat everybody.
And they were up 35 million
That's
homes.
right. Yes.
And it was a landslide.
Yep.
Now, you're putting it on me. I'm throwing it back to you, Mr. President.
Go ahead.
Why do we not hear more about Donald Trump, the father, the grandfather, and I did a deep dive. There are some things you have done that when they say those horrible things like he's Hitler, he's a racist, did they not forget in 1991 what you did with Nelson Mandela? Would you care to share that? Because I would love to hear that.
I never talk about it.
No, you do not. And I know why, because you're a man.
Yeah. I mean, I just have great relationships with a lot of people. As people say that, you know, a little bit like you do. I don't think it's a narrative the press likes. Maybe it's not even a narrative that I should have. We have to protect our country, and maybe we should let the other side. I don't even call them the enemy. I think we have more of an enemy from within than we do from outside. You know, if you have a smart president, they talk about China and Russia and everything else. If you have a smart president, they're not going to be the problem. We have a bigger problem from within, and they hate it. I noticed today they were saying, he said the enemy from within. Of course, it's Adam Schiff. These are bad people. These are sick people and bad people. And it's true. But I think it's a narrative that they don't like, frankly. I think the fake news, a term I think I came up with. I'm very proud.
Oh, you did. You coined it.
It's not tough.
Probably trademark it, but you know, I'm not going to.
Yeah, I should try.
I'm not going to give you business tips.
But you know, it's funny because it's a great term, but it's actually not strong enough because it's beyond fake. It's really bad.
Nelson Mandela and 80 of his constituents were trying to come to the United States.
Yeah.
The United States government wasn't helping him. No one was helping him. You chartered a 727 plane for their entire trip.
Yeah.
How is somebody, and that's crazy because you can talk about anything, and why is it hard for you to talk about the things you've done? It runs in your family. Your father helped build a synagogue. I mean, why do we not know those things?
It's something that I've never, I love doing it. I don't need praise for it. I don't, we all like a certain level of praise, but I've never, I just like helping people. I help a lot of people and I enjoy doing it and I never talk about it. It's nice that you bring it up. I also think it's not a narrative that the press likes talking about for me.
But I think it would help a lot of the American people who have been misled, I myself included. Now, listen, I'm voting for you now because of the.
That's a really good point that I like, Tyrus, that he's saying, like, this could definitely open a lot of people's eyes that have been brainwashed by the mainstream media. This is a damn good, man. Like, this whole interview is on point. We're only 5 minutes in. The setup is top of the line. Like, what a fucking setup we're dealing with here. And Tyrus is asking great questions. I'm loving the direction this is going.
Man, you are. Not just because of the policies, because not every American will get the opportunity that I had to saw who you were backstage. And that's why I have this list. I mean, I have testimonials. We can't go through all because
I
of
want
time.
to see them.
Now this was
I
had to dig deep.
I like that.
You donated $100,000 to raise dogs. You're not even a dog guy.
Yeah.
Explain that.
Well, that's Lara. So I have the wife of Eric, and she's a terrific person. You know, she's actually now a very big, an important person in getting elected in the Republican Party. Comes from North Carolina. She loves the dogs, and I did that in her honor, actually. And you know, if you listen to her, boy, dogs are treated very badly. They're, you know, some evil people having to do even with dogs. So I did that for my daughter-in-law. Yeah, more so than me. I don't know that much about dogs, but I want to take care of them. And I had an opportunity. You know, as president, you can do a lot of things. I did a lot. The size of the kennels, the size of the cage. You know, there's like cages that they're in, and it's terrible. It's like you have no room, no nothing. And she came in with a whole group of people. These are people that really fight hard for dogs. I mean, you have people that fight, and she's a good person, so I did it for her.
I have hundreds of employees who have said things like, you've paid medical bills, you paid mortgages, rents, you've helped get family members. There's one story in here where a brother came in with a business plan, nobody would hear him. You gave him 10 minutes, you shook his hand, and you cut him a check.
Yeah.
Why is it so hard for you and even your team? I'm a little upset. These are things that I think the American people need to know. And I get it, you're humble because you're a father first, and a grandfather. And that's something, again, one thing we need in this country is we need a father figure again. We need husband.
I will, and again, we'll see how this interview goes. I would like to give my interpretation of this. Donald Trump is a genius. He is a marketing genius. He is a counterpuncher. He is not someone that he's not going to throw the first punch, but he is going to return. He's going to return that punch, and he's going to hit you twice as hard when you hit him. They have hit him so much that he has realized that by taking all of their fire and just continuing to power through, it makes him more relatable to the everyday person. And he's essentially shining this negative light back on them by allowing them to continue to just throw dirt at him, throw bombs at him, throw lies at him. And he has single-handedly basically crippled the mainstream media in the past, 8 to 10 years. And so you can say whatever you want about Donald Trump, and you can have whatever opinion you want. There is no debate on the fact that Donald Trump is a marketing genius. He is a master of marketing. The man, no one can market like this guy. And he will take what you're giving him, but it's clear that the media is evil and they're ran by evil people. And so Trump has essentially allowed them to just destroy themselves by not fighting back with the truth as much as just shining their lies back on them to the masses. That's my take on it.
Husbands and boyfriends and young men we need to see that fathers are capable of great things, because we've dealt with it, especially in the last 3.5 years, a complete dismemberment of what it is to be a man. We're under attack for everything.
We are. Well, actually, manhood is under attack. I see things that are so beautiful, and the next day I see them knocking the hell out of somebody for doing something that the day before I said, what a wonderful thing. No, we have to get back a little bit more. The other thing under attack is religion. Religion was like the glue that kept this country together, and so many people are mocking it now. They mock it, and it just kept our country together. But it's absolutely under attack, and under attack by this administration.
What do you think about that
And
message?
you look at Kamala; she's worse than Biden. Biden is he's out of it, okay?
Oh yeah.
But she's actually not as smart as Biden. Biden was smarter than.
Bro, get your mind out of the
I think
gutter,
to this
dog.
day
It's
he
just
is.
soap.
And I don't think the country can take
Fuck
a
is
chance
wrong
on
with you,
having
man?
her. I think it's a tremendous. I don't even think it's a chance.
Well, let me ask you.
I think it would be a disaster.
Let me
What,
ask you
I
the
can't
question
take
that
a
was
picture
posed
of
to her
my
last night
hand,
that
dude.
she
Yeah,
refused to
what the
answer.
fuck?
You debated Biden the first time, and you debated him the
It's-
second time. How much of a difference did you notice from the two?
So,
Damn, dude.
are you talking about her and him, or are you talking? about just him.
This is
Yeah.
interviews about.
Well,
you
he,
don't
he
have
was
time.
different. I think he had a really bad night. I don't think
Cognitively.
he had a. I don't know. He had
Did
a
you just,
really
like,
bad the
wake up?
second time.
Yeah.
I think he had a.
Did you just wake up? Oh. No, but like, didn't you like wake up like in the middle of the night before? Well, you haven't slept yet? Oh. Yeah, you did.
really bad time of it. So I debated him before, and he was okay. Look, I hit him hard. I asked him about $3.5 million. Remember when Chris Wallace was protecting him? Chris Wallace is not doing so well. Chris Wallace is not Mike. But I asked him about the 3.5 given to him by the mayor of Moscow's wife. I said, how do you justify this? And then I always have 2 or 3 people to debate. The last time I had David Muir.
I call them interventions.
What would
they're
you do
terrible.
today?
Well, David Muir, I said,
Um, uh,
crime is through the roof. It's way up. And he said, no, it's not. It's way down. The FBI said so. Well, the FBI didn't include a lot of places.
It's funny how that is.
Yeah. The next day, you're
Well, somebody said Trump is sympathetic to Joe, and I actually agree. He's being very sympathetic to Joe, and I think that that's again by design. I think that Trump is manipulating Joe Biden right now. I think he has been for a while, and it's very subtle. But I do think that Trump is using, like, he's intentionally not hammering Joe Biden right now, and he's actually saying, like, they ran him out of office, they stole his presidency, it's a coup. You know, they took his presidency from him. Like, he's working that angle because the man is a fucking genius.
remember they announced that crime is up like 45%. So I was right. But I haven't gotten an apology from David Muir, but I don't watch him anymore. I haven't gotten an apology. No, I think Biden, look, the debate he had was not great. But I think that he's a step above her, actually.
Speaking of apologies, the brave men and women on the border, especially the horse division,
Yeah.
that their lives were put in shambles. One of the things I have on my policy list was that would you consider giving them a day at the White House, a moment to be recognized?
Are we
and
talking where they
celebrated?
were saying about the whips
Whipping,
and everything
yes.
else, which didn't exist?
Not just them, but their families. When the president of the United States comes
you
out
do
and
it.
condemns them,
You do it. You set it up. We win. I'm there because I said we have to win. If we don't win, we're not going to have a country. You're right. They were brutalized. You know, it's interesting. These people are not smart, but they're vicious. They're very vicious, and you see it. It's like fascist. It's like Marxist. I don't know what the hell it is, but the level. Look at me. The weaponization of the Justice Department. Nobody's ever seen anything like it.
America, again, this is not hyperbole. This is a guy. I don't fly private jets. I fly every airport I go to all over the country. 4 years ago.
Are you able to use like one seat? Because you are.
Yeah, first class.
First
of
class,
course.
one
Yes, yeah,
seat.
one seat. Yeah.
Well, that means you have to stay wealthy.
Well,
right?
or keep billing Fox, one or
Well,
the other.
that's
yeah,
even
yeah,
better.
But yeah,
I like that even
yeah,
better.
outsource the bill. But again, when I think about the verbiage and the things that are said about you, even after we don't even know how many assassination attempts there has been, but we know too. One of the things that when you in that moment when you stood up and you yelled fight, 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 again, that's where I'm seeing the father. It wasn't about you. It was letting your family know you're okay.
Yo,
and you're more
what
concerned
would
about the
you
people.
do if you ended up having to pay for the court or whatever? You had to pay that guy's family.
But yet I'm still waiting for the interview to talk to you about that. Why are we not sharing in that? That was a tremendous moment. I was in Oklahoma doing a stand-up show, and I thought I was going to cancel because I wasn't leaving the TV screen because I'm watching an assassination attempt on our
You went
president.
out. People will watch you. That there's no question about it. That was a big deal.
But I went anyways to the show thinking no one would come, and they came. And
Oh
instead of
my
doing a stand-up
God,
show, did
man.
a Q&A to talk about it. And there was a lot of
Wow.
veterans that were
Wow.
there that were talking about how much they support you and they believe in you, and that they were generally concerned. But they said
Do any
they had no
applications
fear
today?
because when they saw you stand, you stood for them.
Uh,
Speak because veterans, our police,
Right.
our first responders have been, forget the moral outrage of how they're treated.
They've been
The
brutalized.
funding.
Oh shit.
Stuff like that.
Sure.
And you have been doing some stuff with taxes.
Yeah.
Now, I did a little bit, and I'm not a mathematician,
Right.
but I did a little bit of checking. One of the things, one of the policies, like, would you consider thinking about for our veterans, for those who serve, for those of our police department, to where their taxation is the fact that they're giving their bodies to this country instead of having to pay taxes? None of these cities want to give them raises, so at
Very
least let them keep their money.
You know, I've never heard that before, and it's like a very interesting thing. It's the kind of thing you would think of, right? Because they have been treated so terribly.
It's going to take more than a hug. We
Yeah.
need to. And here's the deal: if you're looking at serving in this country, in the military, or a police officer, or a firefighter, and you're young and you're coming up, and you don't have to pay taxes because
Right.
you're paying, it's almost an incentive to where we can get people interested.
And other countries do that, as you know.
Yeah.
Other countries do that
Of course they do.
in spades. Yeah, it's something I would
What's
think
up,
about. You know,
Carolyn?
it's something that nobody ever brought up. I've never heard it. It's interesting you're bringing it up. You're like my tax person there. But yeah, I mean, something has to be done.
Yes.
And we have
And
to
I
attract
think
people.
you're the president to do it.
Well, the military is now not attracting people. They're not going in. And I think it's because they don't respect the people at the top, the commanding officer. I mean, they're not, the commander in chief is not, I think you have to have, we were not having this problem 5 years ago. We have problems in the military right now. You know, the one thing I will say though, and I tell the story, we really did a great job with our military. I rebuilt the military, right? And we got rid of ISIS. And I got to know them during this very short period of time. It was supposed to take 5 years. We did it in about a month. Remember that?
Yep.
And I got to know the real military, not these guys that are woke and that are like, you know, like, should I mention them? Yeah.
I think we get it with the woke.
No.
Yeah.
With
I'm knowing. Trust
with
me.
Millie and the Staples. And I mean, look, I guess Mattis is a nice guy, but we have people in there that are much different. Not the people on television, the people that got rid of ISIS quickly. I was told it was going to take 5 years, and we did it in a matter of literal weeks. And I said, this is a great military. And by the way, they're not woke. You could never make them woke. These are guys, you will never, ever make them woke. But they did a great job. Great job.
Now, you brought us Space Force.
Yeah.
And now partnering with Elon Musk and stuff, I think we're going to have some great things. But one of the things I've been very critical of this.
I have to say, this is a fantastic interview. Tyrus is crushing it. This set is on point. I love this setup that he has. I'm gonna try to. I want to copy this setup. We're gonna rename Cobra Cast back to Cobra Cast IRL. I'm gonna get this setup that Tyrus has. We're gonna invite people in. We're gonna do IRL stuff, bringing it back. Maybe not, but I do love it. And it's a good conversation. It's good questions. And Tyrus is making this his own. It's not the cookie cutter, oh, I just need to get Trump on here so I can get ratings and clicks and get attention. He's actually like giving the audience questions that are going to give different perspectives from Trump, which is really good.
Administration is that I think we need to have a school force. We need to make our schools hard targets. And there's no, again, looking for employment for our servicemen when they come out. Because I feel like what's happening in our schools isn't a police thing, it's a military thing, because they are trained to look for these signs and stuff. If we had military, not necessarily military, but they'll be coming over if we use social workers, military police, and we each.
So let me ask you this. So what about teachers that are in the military and they're teachers, they leave the military, they become history teachers, they become math teachers, and they're in the room and they get to know the students and they know how to use it. You can't have people that don't have any idea about what to do with guns. But people that were in the military that are in the classroom and they have access to guns, whether it's on them or in a little safe or something, the problem is if it's in a safe, it takes a long time to get it, right? So, but sometimes I think, and I've heard that and I've thought about it a lot. And in some ways, I like that more than just having police standing someplace in the building. Do you like that idea? It would be a small percentage of the teachers, like 5%, but that'd be much more than you would ever have with
anything is better than nothing. Our banks are safer than our schools, and our greatest investment are our kids. So I have an issue with that. And here's the deal: I've learned a lot about this administration trying to get things done and talking to people. I speak with a lot of mayors and a lot of my travels and stuff. And this administration was supposed to be all about the environment and the Green New Deal and all that crap. But it's amazing. So
you notice how that stopped? I'm in the middle of a campaign, hopefully the end of a campaign, and it's going to be successful. But we're in a campaign. Nobody ever talks about the environment. They don't talk about it. They want clean air. They want clean water. This Green New scam is the worst thing that's ever happened. They're destroying the windmills all over the place. You fly over these gorgeous.
I'll take some zinc.
Areas, you have windmills going all over.
You're not going to have any birds around, and the ones in the ocean are messing up the whales. Windmills were great back when we all had buggy whips, carts.
Yeah, they were much nicer then. Actually, they were actually much nicer. No, when you think of what they've done, though, with all of the money that they spent, trillions and trillions of dollars, China does nothing, by the way, just so you understand.
No, China, India, absolutely not.
No, they don't do anything. And by the way, that flies right over our country. You do understand.
Yeah.
Those winds, 4.5 days, it's over. So here we are. It costs us twice to make a product, 3 times, 4 times, 5 times. And we're trying to keep everything nice and clean. But the wind's flying in from China, India, and every place else. It's crazy, isn't it?
Well, one of the things the EP, one of the things that I was.
And by the way, I'd like to point out, so this was posted 15 hours ago. I don't know when this was recorded, obviously just in the last few days. So Trump is doing, podcasts like this, shows like this. He's going to Fox and Friends. He's doing rallies. He's going to be at the McDonald's. He's going to Madison Square Garden. He's going to, he's going to Michigan. He's going to North Carolina. He's going to Nevada. The dude is unstoppable. It's crazy. And the Harris campaign is trying to build this narrative that Trump is getting tired. Of course he's probably tired. The dude has been nonstop for like 40 something straight days. Somebody just commented in the chat and they say Trump needs to take a 48-hour break and finish strong. I agree with that. And if you look at his schedule, it does look like next week, it looks like there's, at least in the itinerary that Jack Posobiec tweeted, there was nothing for Friday and Saturday. So there was like, he had something through Thursday, I think. And then it didn't seem like there was anything for Friday or Saturday, and he's back on Sunday. So I'm hoping he takes like 2 days and just maybe goes golf.
Oh. Fuck. What a fucking miserable piece of shit. Hmm. Nice.
Maybe just disconnects. He needs to take a few days off before this final strong run. He absolutely does. Will he? Probably not, but he should.
Because living in Louisiana, we have a horrible problem with sewage and
Yeah.
water overfills and things like that. And the budget for these mayors have this budget for the sewage, but yet nothing's ever done. Right? These engineers and
You see Ferrari's new
their plans are
supercar?
based off how much money they get, opposed to solving the problem. So Mike Rowe,
Yeah. What do you think of it? Those doors look sick. Have you seen them like folded up?
The next chapter
Pretty sick.
being based around a V Ferrari Enzo or F50 before it. You've got this enormous active wing at the rear, massive amounts of downforce being produced by that and the diffuser below. It, of course, features a carbon fiber monocoque. Everything is neatly...
The side profile of it. No, I like it. I like it.
Packaged inside. We're going to take a closer look at how all of that works as well. But being based around a V6 engine, and I know what you're thinking, it's not a V12, because of course the idea with Ferrari's flagship models is that they incorporate the technology of the time, and that's what you see in Formula One, in Le Mans 24 Hours, where of course they have
3 mil. I don't know.
technology of the time, and that's what you see in
V6.
Formula One,
V6.
in Le Mans 24 Hours, where of course they have been victorious at the last two outings.
How's that a supercar?
There's a nod to the 6 cylinders with the 6 openings on the back. The doors feature a new dual-axis butterfly style. Open these up, and inside, take a look at this. We need to run through this in full detail later on. A 1+ seating configuration, where effectively the driver sits slightly ahead of the passenger. The reason for this is to be able to make a slightly narrower cockpit, a narrower carbon fiber monocoque, which means better aerodynamic efficiency and ultimately better performance. Additionally, a new steering wheel, new displays, things that we're going to see trickling down through the rest of the lineup going forwards. But close down these doors and you have a stunning appearance. Long, wide, low, sleek. Nods to
Nice.
told me about a company.
Good guy.
Oh yeah, Mike. Let me put my.
Yeah. Yeah, that is true.
glasses. I want to get this right. It was,
I can't believe you wear glasses, huh?
50.
Huh?
Sewage Century, right? Brad Colbert, I believe you knew his father
Yep.
on the Texas Rangers.
Yep.
So they came up with this little tiny invention. It's like this, like a mushroom, a little ball in it. And when you put it in the manholes, it separates the gas.
That's
and
why they're
the
doing
smoke
it.
comes up, and the water can't come out the manhole. So it doesn't. The sewage water doesn't spill into
Holy
overflow.
fuck.
It costs $0.25. You don't need a committee for it. You don't need. You just put them in. I think one city was like
Oh,
$250,000
God.
opposed to the $20 million they spent, and it pays for itself in a year, and it's done. So here I am in Louisiana. I go, oh, this is great.
Yeah, that's
Oh, we have to
terrible.
form a committee. We have to do this.
Well, you have
Here,
a great
this,
new
this.
governor in Louisiana. I bet you he'd take a look at it because your new governor, a
Yeah.
Republican,
Yeah.
is he was the attorney general. Now he's a governor. So if you give me that, I'll send it to him. Okay.
Oh, thank you, sir.
Sounds good, right?
Yeah.
Why is that something? I mean, it's a big problem, and
It's a problem everywhere. Our drinking water, the fluoride in it, we're seeing, and then now we're seeing sewage, and it's a lot of
That is
autoimmune
not-
diseases are happening with our
If you
kids.
give me, I will send it, and I'll bet you get action.
I moved. Well,
Holy
one, because my
fucking
daughter's an
hell,
equestrian now, and I had to move to New Jersey. But we eventually had to move because not only that, what we're seeing with the hurricane storms, the insurance companies jacking it up. Now I'm blessed to make a good living, but I'm not paying $300,000 a year
Yeah.
in house taxes. So I made
Insurance is one of the biggest increases, and it's happened in the last 4 years. People are going crazy with the insurance costs. And I say, what about self-insurance? Sometimes people are better off with self-insurance. They can't afford the insurance. And then the problem is
Might
when
as
you
well
need
get
the
like
insurance,
an
they don't
actual
wanna pay.
supercar, right?
And they negotiate, right? They say, we're not going to pay you. And you end up getting 5 cents on the dollar. It's a
Exactly, yeah.
problem. It's a real problem.
And I know you have a million things to do, but father to the grandfather, I would like to ask you a question.
Go ahead.
I made a mistake with my child, my daughter, when she wanted to get an equestrian. I was supposed to tell her she was allergic. I didn't do that to
Oh.
horses because it's expensive. It's unbelievable.
Mhm.
And you guys talked a lot about it. Now my daughter's now going to Wilmington, Florida, to compete.
1183
And I had to move
horsepower.
the horses down there.
So she's very good, right?
Very good. Like I'm in.
That's good.
I'm in.
Good.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's a
After this is over,
hybrid.
I'll be sweeping this place up.
Good.
Every extra dollar.
Good.
But
Oh, God,
your
man.
now your granddaughters and your family, do they ride horses as well? They do equestrian? Did-
Not too much. They like it. They do it maybe a little bit, but not like your daughter. No, your daughter's supposed to be very like you, a talented athlete, right?
Yeah, yeah,
You can see it. No, I've heard that.
yeah. My son plays baseball at the travel league. So I'm the GM. The way I look at it, if you're the first one in, last one to leave, daddy invests. I just forgot to put
The
a salary
baseball's
cap.
the
Little
baseball's
cheaper.
a little bit less.
It never ends though. It
No,
never
but
ends.
it never ends.
No.
Yeah.
But we're gonna be in Wilmington. How far is Wilmington from Mar-a-Lago?
So Wilmington is about 20 minutes away.
Can I get a group rate?
Yes, you're going to come over. We're going to have dinner with your daughter and your family, your wife. We're going to come over and have dinner. But do you mean Wellington or Wilmington?
Wilmington. I say it wrong because I just paid to have the horses
Right.
moved, so it's a little traumatic
Yeah,
for me.
it could be, but it's either one's about 20, 25 minutes to come over. I'd love to have you on.
Thank you, sir.
No, but you're a terrific guy. Look, it's that show has caught on, and the whole group is great. But I've always watched you. You always were defending me, and a lot of people don't defend me, and I like people that defend me because I think I'm doing the right thing. And we have a lot of bad people in our country. We have a lot of people that you almost say they must hate our country because what they do is so bad for our country. But I just have always.
Well, I'm not allergic to straight talk.
Yeah.
And every man of consequence that I learned from in my life never bullshitted nothing with me. Whether it was Dusty Rhodes, whether it was my football coaches, whether it was anybody I was with, they always told it to me straight, even when I didn't like what I wanted to hear, because I always believed everybody can handle bad news and good news, but no news and bullshit. Don't piss down my back, as my grandmother used to say, and tell me it's rain. And that's one thing that you have never done. You always, if you don't want to hear, because the American people can accept bad news, because when we know how bad it is, then we can look forward to getting it better. And that's in this age of endorsements.
Yeah.
That's why you have my
Respect to Dusty Rhodes in the chat. That's right. That's awesome. Got a Dusty Rhodes reference.
Endorsement, Mr. President. You can take that, a cup of coffee, and do whatever you want with it.
It means a lot to me. It does.
But
I think this is going to be the most important election in the history of our country.
I agree.
Because our country's going bad. I hate to say, I wouldn't do this with just politics. Our country is going bad. The things we do. I mean, men playing in women's sports. Okay.
Not absolutely not.
It's crazy. And let's not say it's the most important, but it's just crazy. The whole concept, having no borders, having elections where you're not allowed to ask somebody whether or not they happen to live in the country. Just anybody can walk in.
Yeah.
It's really wacky, and we're going to get it changed, Cyrus.
I believe that. Well, now I have to ask this because you love sports almost as I do, especially boxing.
Yeah, I do.
And,
I love.
And
I love it.
do you miss not being able to do all that stuff? Because like WrestleMania 4 and 5, part of my childhood, inspired me to end up becoming a wrestler. I thank you, and God felt for that.
I did that. I'm in the WWE Hall of Fame.
Yes, you are.
And Dana is a good friend of mine with UFC. What a job he's done, right? Dana White is incredible. He's like an incredible guy.
Hall of Famer Donald Trump, WWE Hall of Famer Donald Trump, getting the nod from WWE Hall of Famer The Undertaker today. That's right.
And I was always involved. And then I remember in those days, Hulk is a great guy. You have to say. Yeah. He was great. Right?
And when he ripped his shirt off, and then listen, I was Mr. Wonderful Paul Orndorff guy, but I got it. But I think that was a great moment. And so you're very quick, and you can talk trash with the best of them. Yeah. Who was the biggest influence? Was it Don King or Muhammad Ali? Because your style is like ours. Like when you come to talking trash, and I know you hung out with those guys. I know a lot of. I did the search. I know that you have been. It's hilarious after reading and the stuff I've saw, and I just saw a little bit. It's hard to find, but you have been a regular guy. You never cared what color somebody was or who they slept with. All you cared was the content of their character. If they could do the damn job.
They were both friends of mine. Now Don King is still alive. You know, he's 92 years old.
Yeah.
He lives in Florida. He's a great guy. He endorsed me very strongly into it. He said, "You got to vote for Trump." And I probably spoke to him a week ago, maybe. And he was great. Very different guys. But there's nobody. Don King, each incredible. Don King, nobody like that. And Muhammad Ali, nobody like that. These were two unique people. You know, Don King was a tough cookie, too. He beat the hell out of people. Unfortunately, it cost him a lot.
Yeah.
But he was a tough guy. But he's a big supporter. Muhammad Ali was actually a friend of mine. I knew him pretty well. He was amazing, actually. He was amazing. And, you look at some of the fights. Sonny Liston had no chance of being beaten, and he got beaten badly twice.
Oh, yeah.
And then when you look at George Foreman, another really good guy, but he just had George Foreman.
George Foreman at that time was bulletproof.
Bulletproof. Remember when he fought three guys and knocked him out?
I was a little young, but I remember
He fought three guys one night. And but the third guy, and Muhammad Ali was watching, the third guy, he was getting a little tired,
What's your favorite? What was your favorite all-time big prize fight that you were at?
Well, believe it or not, I was at Madison Square Garden. I think it was Ali Frazier won.
Oh, so you were there. That's, in my opinion, the most historic fight of all time.
So I was there as a young guy, very young guy. And I remember there were many heart attacks. Can you believe it? They had heart attacks. Men, I heard, I don't even want to say it because it sounds ridiculous, but there were a lot of heart attacks. It was the craziest evening. Two undefeated, legendary fighters. They were both undefeated. And it was brutal. And that was the days of the 15-round fight,
when they had to fight.
And I can't say it because, look, I'm not in the ring, but those fights were better. Those extra 3 rounds.
Well, that was the championship rounds. They say 11 and 12.
They were the championships rounds.
Now, how are you dressed for that? Because it was the 70s and it was wild, crazy. Now, you've always been kind of never been a big fan, but did you have?
This is definitely one of the best interviews Trump has done. And Tyrus deserves all the credit in the world for this. It's so laid back. I know I'm supposed to be reacting and making it transformative, and I have a few times, but I keep getting lost in the conversation because it's just so damn good. So a big shout out to Tyrus for this one, man. This is good. This is over on the Outkick YouTube channel, Outkick the Coverage. Clay Travis's Outkick the Coverage.
Was it just the suit, or did you have the
Yeah,
jacket?
I think we're just pretty normal. But I was a very young guy.
Yeah.
But in terms of an event, I think that was maybe the greatest event.
That was the first Super Bowl.
But now you have Dana White, who's done such a great job with the UFC. I don't know, the boxing, unless something happens, the boxing doesn't look the same as it did.
Fighting over in Saudi Arabia is not the same thing, with all due respect.
No, but it's he's done a great job with UFC. Would you ever do the UFC stuff?
Watch it? Yeah.
No, from years ago.
Oh, years ago? Yeah, if it was available.
Can
to
you
when I was
take
younger.
the shots to the face? Because a lot of
Oh, I'm not going to hit in the face. I had one shot.
you
Most
gotta
of my
not-
fights were over in about 5 or 6
Well,
seconds.
that's
The
then
weird thing would be fighting one guy. Usually I had to fight 3 or 4 in clubs. So, but those days are behind me.
I asked Dan Gable, so he was probably the greatest wrestler of that type, right? And he was fantastic. I said, "Would you have done well in the UFC if they had it then?" And he said, "No, because I would never let people hit me in the face. It's a whole different culture, frankly.
Well,
when you can get hit in
the
the face,
wrestling background.
Yeah.
is
a lot of
I think Kurt Angle would have been tremendous.
Yeah,
had he
probably,
not broke his neck and stuff. But I know you. I could keep you here forever, and I'm getting the circles and the doo-wops. And Mr. President, thank you.
I would only do this one for you. You don't know what's going on. I'm the keynote speaker at the biggest dinner in New York, probably of the year. And I had a choice. I was going to walk in and say, "Could you do me a favor? Could I do this interview tomorrow or maybe next week?" And I said, "I'm not doing it to Tyrus." And I got people over at the big hotel, and that room is packed, and everybody's wearing
article.
white tie, not black tie. I don't like wearing white tie, but it's white tie.
Let me see which one it is.
And it's waiting for me.
The
And I said,
2006.
"You know what? I got to do it with Tyrus because I respect him." And Tyrus
Let's
has
see,
always, I tell you,
2006
you
Ferrari
people,
248
he's always stuck up for
F1
me when
is
maybe it
final
wasn't
match.
the thing
Will go to
do.
auction. Yeah,
He's
it's that
always
one.
there. So I'm here for you, and I'm a little late, but that's okay.
I would have waited till tomorrow, sir. But I'm glad you did it today.
Thank you, man. Special guy.
Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you.
Best of luck, Beaton.
Take care of yourself.
Yes, sir.
Great stuff right there, man. Absolutely
It's
great
pounds.
stuff.
Yeah,
And
pounds.
the thing it does is, and this reminds me of something I saw from The View, where that humanized
Yeah, well,
Donald Trump, which a lot of these interviews are humanizing Donald Trump. The View was crying about
That's
that
just
very
how it
thing
is, right?
right here, normalizing Donald Trump right here. Listen to The View crying.
Thank you, Cardinal Dolan, for this wonderful moment. So is this Catholic Church event normalizing a guy who's already broken 11 of the 10 commandments? What do you think?
I think so. I hate to.
Didn't these cows have him on? Haven't these cows had him on The View before?
Break with
you
tradition
should be
because
happy,
this is
man.
a tradition, and it's a tradition to have both presidential candidates
at the
come
good
to
news.
this particular dinner. But sometimes there's a time to break tradition. You can't have a felon, a liar, a serial cheater. He had Melania next to him, his third wife, who he cheated with Stormy
Oh,
Daniels
God,
on
dude.
while she was pregnant. I think he stands against everything and flies in the face of it. Everything that a Catholic believes and holds dear. He is not a faithful man.
Oh,
Dude,
that's fine.
I play that just so you all are more motivated than ever before to not only go vote for Trump, but to go get people to vote for Trump as well. Get your friends, get your family. Absolutely. Like, they are disgusting, horrible people. Back to the Tyrus interview. Shout out to Tyrus for a great interview. That was awesome. I loved every single second of that. JM the Elite Fan 450 over on Rumble says, here's a fantasy matchup to contemplate on the wrestling streams. Bret Hart versus Kurt Angle. In my opinion, that and Sting Taker are the two biggest missed opportunities in pro wrestling history. All right, one more time. I'm going to read that. Here's a fantasy match to contemplate for a wrestling stream. Bret Hart versus Kurt Angle. In my opinion, that and Sting Taker are the two biggest missed opportunities in pro wrestling history. I love both of those right there. I will say that I disagree that there's one more that I think is the biggest missed opportunity in wrestling.
Well, it's all the
history.
fangirls, right?
The
So,
biggest missed opportunity in wrestling history is Stone Cold versus Hulk Hogan. That's the biggest missed opportunity. Stone Cold Steve Austin versus Hulk Hogan. It almost happened at WrestleMania 18, but it turned out that The Rock got that spot instead, which was a great match.
It's just how
But
it is.
Austin versus Hogan, the two biggest names in the history of the business. And Stone Cold versus Goldberg is another one. Let's just be real, though, man.
no.
Goldberg sucks. Goldberg's not a good wrestler. I know he was hyped. I know everybody loved Goldberg. Goldberg was not a good wrestler. He just wasn't. Punk versus Stone Cold. I mean, that would have been great too, man. But regardless of how you feel about Hogan, Hogan was the definitive icon of the wrestling world until Stone Cold. And then Stone Cold basically took the business of wrestling to heights it had never seen. And then, of course, Hogan then turned heel and redefined the business all over again. So those are the two biggest stars in the history of wrestling. And for them to have an amazing match at WrestleMania would have been great. I also think Sting versus Taker would, I mean, that's obvious. And WWE fucked that one up. They could have made that one happen. And Brett versus Kurt Angle would have probably been the single greatest wrestling match we will ever see. 100%. But thank you, JM the Elite Fan, for the 50 on Rumble. I agree Hogan was iconic, but he was working stiff for a long time after WCW.
Oh, I have the stream muted. What's going on? Hold on, let me... Is the noise happening now? No. No. Why? What's happening? Your Lego bullets? Fuck is a
His
Lego
match with
bullet?
Rock was tough. Yeah, but it would be the spectacle more than anything, because the spectacle of Rock and Hogan is truly incredible.
Never heard of a Lego bullet.
And it's the fan participation and the fact that you have those two icons really did transcend that match. Hogan was never a great worker once he became a big star. He was never a great worker. But he could still put on a great match because of his charisma. Chuck says, I heard there's a lot of fat chicks in San Antonio. Thoughts? I guess we'll find out. Crux says, I got a 47-inch TV in my bathroom to watch while I shit. Crux, you have the single greatest life of any person watching the stream. Like that right there, that is amazing. Like this is, I respect you greatly for this. That's a flex. Yes, that's a flex. That's a flex right there. What are you talking about? Epic Mike says bathroom TV is what America was made for. Yes. Who drank my beer? Thank you for membership. Thank you. Munchy Ninja says, let's see. Charlie Arnott did not look bad though. Sissy says, I voted for Trump 2024. Let's go. Dirty Jersey says, Undertaker is my
What are you
all-time
trying
favorite.
to make again?
He
The
brought
MG,
it in.
right?
He brought to the next level Dead Man Walking. Taker was great. Taker was great. Black Kane says, good to see my alternate version
Make
backing
the M60,
Trump.
you piece of shit.
Charlie Thompson says, did you see the Fortnite Crocs that got announced? I heard about them. I'm not interested. Let's see. Eric K says, Jared, do not sell yourself short. You always are a douchebag. For Knots Nowhere says, early voting starts Monday in South Carolina. Matt Perkins says, Batista looks to have AIDS.
Oh my God.
War Brer says, Trump owned the New Jersey Generals in the defunct USFL. Troy News says, some family and friends of mine voted Biden in 2020 and still hate Trump to this day. They voted for Trump yesterday, citing it's good for the country. That's what we like to hear. Mega John Zero says, you should watch the Trump interview with Tyrus. And we just did that. We just did that. Mad Max for 20. Jeremy, is that a photo of Dan Vask after the fact that he put 14 boiled eggs up his butt and had to go to the ER? Dude, somebody, okay. Meme idea. Hang on. Okay, here we go. Hang on. I got to find it, though. Okay. Memers, where are you at? Was it 14? Where's the story at? 14 eggs? I don't know how to search this out. I just saw this story earlier. I gotta find it. Memers, I'm gonna need you. Okay, we're gonna work on something really quick here. Okay, you guys got to work with me.
That's the bullet belt. Damn, dude, it's pretty sick.
Let's work together to make a glorious story, okay? So here's what I'm going to need from the memers. All right. This is going to be so good. I'm excited. All right. So here's what we need, okay? So we got this story right here. Man rushed to hospital after stuffing 15 hard-boiled eggs up his bum, okay? What I'm going to need the memers to do is make it look like a news story and use this picture of Dan Vask as the moment where he stuck the 15th up there, okay? So that's the picture. So you need to take the news story of the 15 eggs. This is the picture of the man that stuck the 15th egg up there. He's like, oh, no. Oh, man. Handle it, memers. All right. So here's what you can go to Melanie Mac's Twitter and scroll down, and you'll find the this tweet right here. If you go to Melanie Mac's Twitter account, she did quote tweet this one. So and we can make a great
What the fuck? Where did you read that? Where did you read that? Oh, of course.
great meme out of this one right here. So, but that's the face you make when you just stuck the 15th hard-boiled egg up your ass right there, Dan. Is Dan here? It's Dan in the chat. Now, wait a minute, Dan. No. Now, wait a minute, Dan. No. If you know, you know. All right. So the memers are going to have fun with that one. You did this, Mad Max. Mad Max, you did this. Your super chat has led to meme greatness. Okay.
Oh,
there you go. All right. So Mad Max gets credit for it, not me. Remo Spy says, I served in the 90s. The main reason they tax service members is when they get out, they are not in the habit of filing taxes. They tended to get in tax trouble after getting out. Zevin Cross says, I love the stream so much. We get Trump and WWE wrestlers like Tyrus and better known as Brodus Clay, Kane, and The Undertaker. If I can get a phrase from The Rock, this stream would be electrifying. If you smell what The Rock is cooking, even though I don't like The Rock. I'm not a fan of The Rock. I'm not a fan of Dwayne Johnson. I like The Rock. I don't like Dwayne Johnson. Ryan says, I work merchandise booths at wrestling shows. Like 99% of the old school guys are based as fuck, have met so many over the years. I believe it. I believe it. Beardo's dummy thick peach says, I put a whole bag of jelly beans up my ass. That sounds rough, man. Might want to get that checked out. Might want to get that one checked out. Quentin says, I got a pallet of Halloween Utz cheese curls to donate at the meetup. Who do I contact? Krista or Steph? Krista or Steph. By the way, those Utz chips are amazing. They are so good. Ministry of Wrong Thing says, only famous for the last 20 years is a massive flex, even if that cope were true. I heard that. Justin says, just occurred to me when Jeremy laughs, he looks like the sloth victim from the movie Seven. Whiskey Tango Foxtrot says, Jeremy, please show the chat Trump Soul Train. I'll have to. So the reason I'm careful about pulling up any videos. So if you remember, like my stream has been blocked now twice by playing fucking copyrighted footage. So I have to trim that out. And when you have to trim out copyrighted footage, you lose the chat. So the live chat goes away for the replay crew. And I like to keep the replay crew, the chat there for them. Old Rooster Tail says, have you seen the reports of MSNBC that Trump tried to pay off Stormy again? I feel like they're strapping at the bottom of the barrel for this story. I haven't seen that they've started to begin, but that doesn't surprise me at all. Jesse MacArthur with 5 gifted memberships. Thank you. XLR says, Elon Musk is more of Thomas Edison level. How dare you compare him to Albert Einstein? It's not even close. Well, it's not a comparison of anything other than how much Albert Einstein is revered. That's it. People don't talk about Thomas Edison like they talk about Albert Einstein. That's all the comparison was, not on any other level. Dark Helmet says Batista is a basic white girl in man clothing. Kane, Shaker, and Trump 2024. Dude, this profile picture is horrific. Dan is gay and so is Jeremy. Modalicious says, my Nan's funeral, it's the 5th of November. You can't make that up. Damn, bro. Sorry to hear that, man. Modalicious says, Schwoomer's whirlwind turned out to be a taco fart. Golden Nugget says, Trump Tyrus interview was good. Zihoni says, in defense of Matt Walsh, today he cited Christian pastor who said that they are abstained from voting due to Trump abortion stance. San Fran Meth Man says, that dude's face is worse than mine. Coalise says, CNN glasses dork. My source is trust me, bro. Crimson Cyborg says, I got my MAGA hoodie. Peep my profile. That's what's up right there. That's what's up. By the way, for in Texas, San Antonio, at the meetup and at SpaceCon, a ton of G&G merch, including these hoodies. We don't have a ton of these left, but we do have, I think, all sizes. A few of each of all sizes for this particular hoodie. And then Geeks and Gamers hats, more Geeks and Gamers hoodies, t-shirts, patches, and IDOT shirts. We have IDOT shirts as well. So we have got a lot of merch we are bringing to Texas, and it's going to be awesome. John Ambler says, now there's 2 of them. Eric K says, play the Freedom Tunes I sent you. I'll see if I can find that one. Black Kane says, look up the Normal World dudes for Harris sketch, or I'll tell Quarter Black Garrett you're a racist. Who's Quarter Black Garrett? Who's that? Will we get our meetup shirts in time for the meetup? I hope. My hands are tied. They're out. Depends on now, like mail and everything. They should have been out a week ago, but because of the hurricane has slowed everything down for us. So it is out of my hands. I'm so sorry from that perspective. But yeah, there's really nothing I could have done there's no avoiding that situation with multiple hurricanes hitting Florida. It did slow the whole process down. So we're trying. They're out. Doug B says, been a while since we've seen some Haba Haba up in here. Just saying. Alina Haba. I think Alina Haba. Sullybox says, Crowder has 10 million t-shirt buyers. I agree. Sullybox thinks it's a flex to say that Steven Crowder's more popular than me. I don't know what I mean. He is. Like, what do you want me to say? Of course he is. If I'm being compared to Steven Crowder, I'm doing something right. Even though I think Steven Crowder's boring as shit and I don't like him. GP Baylor said, did you see Elon's answer to a gaming question? Went into woke and DEI ruining the industry and his answer to creating a gaming studio. I saw he made a tweet about getting gamers more involved, but I didn't see anything else like that. Keck Lord says, hey, Fig, you going to show the Undertaker interview? I don't think it's out yet. I don't think it's out. Magoo says, Jeremy, did you know Kamala plagiarized her freedom story from the Martin Luther King Jr.? I know she plagiarized it. That was a story a long time ago. Ellie Dragonfly says, I sent a $3.99 super sticker. Let's go. Modalish says, I think I changed my mind about abortion. I mean, they're not killing Republican kids. Shadow Sand says, Trump in the Cobra chair. McCox says, for FNT Halloween, you should be do-rag Vince. Cole Hauser says, hey, Jeremy, did you see that Senator Bob Casey is basically stumping for Trump, seeing he is going to lose his Senate seat to McCormick Trump 2024. That's awesome. Troy New says, Trumpomania is unstoppable. He conquered the battle of the billionaires and earned his place in the WWE Hall of Fame, the president who defied all odds. Slain Hope says, breaking voting machines in GA are flipping votes. I saw there was something with Marjorie Taylor Greene was looking into that. Jim P says, Trump on Barbara Walters was hosting The View. Good job, Morgan's show. You did seem good job on Morgan's show, but you did seem gay. You didn't seem gay enough. Cole Howard says, Sonny is the only reason why I don't date certain women. Sonny, back in the day, bro. Sonny was about as hot. Like, do you guys remember peak Sonny in the WWF? Sonny, WWF, peak, dude. And now she's like completely like, she's in prison right now. She's in prison. She killed a man. She fell off big time. Let's see if I can pull up a photo. Oh, trust me, you're going to want me to keep a photo up when I show you this one. Let's see. All right. This is Sonny from back in the day. Oh man. Hang on. Is that a video? I don't think I can play this. Can I play this? You know what? It's worth it. It's worth playing the clip. Here we go. Chat, you ready? You ready, chat? You ready?
Monday Night Raw contains material too hot for some. Viewer discretion is advised. Monday Night Raw.
Yeah. Sonny had a great personality. All right. Sonny had a great personality. Great personality. I was very supportive of her and her personality. Very good personality. Can we just stop the show? I've just got a full page of Sonny pictures. I would rather look at these than talk to any of you at this point in time. So can we just stop? Can I just stop the show? All right, I guess we have a show to continue. I really would rather just look at pictures of Sonny, but okay, whatever. Fair. All right, let me X out of this or I'm going to keep looking. All right, there we go. Here. All right, hey, and listen, I'm fair. Fair is fair. Fair is fair. We don't mention we don't give the ladies, okay? We don't give the ladies a lot of love, okay? So for the ladies, all right? Fair is fair. We've got like a 10% ladies audience here. So for all you ladies, here you go. There you go, ladies. You are welcome. You are welcome. Hope you can thank me through super chats. Okay, you can thank me through super chat. This is such a bad picture, Dan. Why did you upload this? No, you know what this is? This is whenever I saw Dan upload it, I don't know if I still have it. Do I have it? No, I don't. I thought I had this. I deleted a lot of stuff, like a lot of clips and stuff like that. So it looks like I did delete it. Yep, I did. Oh, well. I was going to play the clip of Step Brothers where he's like, bunk beds are a terrible idea. Why would you let us do this? That's Dan. Dan was like, that's a terrible idea. Why did you let me do that? We'll take that off the screen now. So there you go. McCock says naked Midian versus Disco Inferno is your dream match. Disco Inferno, my gosh. That's a name I haven't heard in a long time. Jeremy's eyebrow says the Dark Knight sucks and Titanfall 2 is gay. That's just mean. Cole Hauser says greatest match, Macho Man versus Steamboat, WrestleMania 3. Greatest match is Undertaker, Shawn Michaels, number. I can't remember if it's 1 or 2 because they were back-to-back years. They were both phenomenal, but I feel like the first one was better than the second one. Also, Punk versus Brock Lesnar at SummerSlam. Punk versus Lesnar, the most underrated match in wrestling history. The Swill says Dan is now a prisoner of Azkaban. Woodaman says Cool Cheeks Vask. Slain Hope says a guy was a rookie. You got to peel the eggs first. Eric K says, IDOT shirt shipped today for me. Yes, so they have been shipped. It's just a matter of, are we going to make this window? Depends on when you travel, all of that. I hope that people are going to get them. I hope. Phantasm vs. Knox says, remember when E.G. and Carol was bragging on TV how she will spend that money? She will win for Trump. To this day, she still hasn't seen a cent. Deserved. Zevin Cross says, I remember having a thing for Stacy Keibler. Them legs, yo. Stacy Keibler. Very, very good personality. Matt B says that Dan identifies as a chicken. Golden Nugget says this super chat was Nan. Wait, this super chat about my Nan was mine. That's what I said, right? Yeah. It was yours, right? I said your name. Slain Hope says, take it from me, stay away from Sunnies. I've had to. Aunt Ryu says, Jeremy, enjoying those sunny days, Shawn Michaels. Shawn Michaels would probably attest she had a good personality back then. Aussie Dad Andrew says, if Donald Trump doesn't win this election, America will fall just like so many countries have. Hopefully America gets it right. Jesse says, welcome to all. More Bon Jovi for Gary on FNT, and we need to find something Jeremy hates. Asher Levi says, she asked me what's my sign, so I threw up the 5-9. Love your show, man. I re-listen to them all the time while delivering packages. Hail the 199. Be safe out there, brother. Respect to the working man. Swig of water for the working man. The B says, aloha and blessing, Snake Pit. It might not mean much it being in Hawaii, but Dim runs my entire state, my entire life, but me and mine will be voting Trump this November. Let's go. Jay Ray says, Gary may have won the bet, but Jeremy got him to sing Bon Jovi songs on FNT. Dan Vasque was the winner after all. Maddening, thank you for the member messages for 3 months. Let's see. Lord of the Reese says, I'm unreasonably angry because I just cooked the perfect grilled cheese sandwich except for the corner that got messed up when it flipped over. Thanks, Obama. When Jeremy gets a compliment, he starts talking like Kamala Harris. Grilled cheese sandwich sounds good. I really want one right now. B. Barrett says a Trump rally in Concord will have more people than people that played Concord. Soma BT says, whoa, 2 former WWE wrestlers talking politics. What a timeline. Vault 95 says, spending my Friday night with Jeremy and the 199 gaming stream tonight. Also, which PS3 game should I play next? Soldier of Fortune Payback, Operation Flashpoint, Dragon Rising. Soldier of Fortune. And no gaming stream tonight. I know Tweetatone's about to yell at me. Use this money to buy the chair and reveal it on bragging rights to beat Dan Vasque Whalebone. Yeah, I'm getting up early tomorrow morning to head to Texas, and I've got to pack up all of my equipment. Biano Dean says smell you later isn't necessarily an insult. Yeah, so that's going to bring us to the end. Stop yelling at me, Tweetatone. Don't want to hear your bullshit, okay? Don't want to hear your bullshit. I dropped like 10 gifted memberships or 20 gifted memberships in your name, okay? So we don't want to hear it. Don't yell at me, okay? Don't yell at me because you guys are always mean to me. Of course, Savvy doesn't appreciate grilled cheese sandwiches. What? Savvy is here and she doesn't like... There is no way that Savvy doesn't like grilled cheese sandwiches. Savvy, answer for your crimes. Am I going to show the super chat charts from yesterday? Well, I can. Absolutely. Let's pull that up. I don't even know where we finished. I would imagine top 5. I don't think we could be number 1, but we'll see. Let's see. Oh, all right. We finished number 3. Holy shit. That's Good Sports got $18,000 in super chats yesterday. Holy shit. Oh, it was a promotion. It was probably like some type of I don't know, some type of charity thing he did. But number 3, Markiplier. Markiplier is one of the biggest YouTubers in the world. We finished second to Markiplier. That's crazy. Second to Markiplier. Unbelievable. Yeah, that's insane. The fact that we're there. And let's see, for the month, well, that was last month. So for the last month, we were number 10. And then weekly, how are we ranking on weeklies? So for the week, obviously this was the Weather Guys Super Bowl, so they crushed it. Number 8 for the week. Number 8 for the week. And then if you go last week, we were number 5. We were number 5. And then the week before that, we were 8th. We are consistently running top 10, boys. Consistently running top 10. So yesterday, thanks to all you mad lads, hang on. We got to number 3 in the dude, Markiplier has like 30 million fucking subscribers. And apparently That's Good Sports ran like some kind of promotion or something like that. That's insane. That's insane. Unbelievable. Let's see where we're at. What are you guys saying in the chat right now? Baba Yogi says, for fuck's sakes, play the thing. Eric DM'd you. It's gold. I'll check it out. Booming Bob says, Jeremy is professional streamer as much as Snake Eyes and Titanfall 3. Never mind. So mean. David Wright says, voter pamphlet came early today, but still no ballot yet. I'm in Oregon. If this happens to anyone else, straight to election office for the new one. Absolutely. McCox says, Jeremy likes grilled cheese sandwiches so much because he's more inbred than a bread sandwich. Nick Echo Bay says, going to try to make it to Texas this week. You know what night and where the meetup is happening? It's happening in at Ricky Bobby's on Wednesday night. Ricky Bobby's on Wednesday night. Let's see. Is it this one? Is this what I'm supposed to play right here? Is this it?
Ms. Harris, thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me, Brad.
Thank you.
We'll see how this goes for you.
Mrs. Harris, how many people do you believe have crossed the borders? Miss Harris. Kamala, please. Mrs. Vice President, it's a simple question.
I'm speaking. Excuse me, I'm speaking.
I apologize. All right, well, I'm just going to say it. She destroyed him.
That is the media right there.
Right? Oh, golly, he's so embarrassed. I bet those Republicans are regretting that one. Kamala.
That's exactly how it went.
Become a member at freedomtunes.com.
Yeah, that's 100% exactly how it went, though. I mean, she completely bombed, and then the media tried to spin it and say that she destroyed him. So, fuck the media, man. Fuck the media. Let me see here. Piano Dean says, I wish they gave me a little more time between when they say, let's get ready to rumble and when the rumbling starts. It's very difficult to be ready to rumble. Rumble in only a couple of minutes. Piano Dean, I'm sorry to hear that, buddy. I'm really sorry to hear that, man. Let's see here. Gold Nugget says, you got me mixed up with Mona Licious, you fig. Oh, did I? Modalicious. Oh, okay. My bad, man. My bad. McCox says, you likes to use under cheese for your sandwiches. And now, is Krista here, or are people just dropping Krista emojis? But thank you again, guys, for all the support. I am blown away by what happens on this channel. Laughing Man, you mad lad, the mad Chad. Laughing Man, always like dropping five. Who are you, Laughing Man? Seriously, the hell, man? Just drops $500 and says nothing. That's all he does. It's crazy. It's the most Chad thing I've ever seen. Are you Elon? Just
You know, one of the nicest things that's happened to me as a politician is that I get most of my money from people that average $61. Think of it. And those people all vote. Those people, they get, you know, we have some people that'll pay us like $25 a month.
Did you know your bed could be making you sick? A shocking recent study reveals that after just 1 week, pillowcases can harbor
17 days, somewhere around there. We are quickly approaching only 2 weeks left. And encourage every single one of you guys, if early voting has commenced in your state, do that right now. Get off the show right now and go do it. I'm being completely serious right now. If you have not voted, I encourage you to vote early if you can in your state. Stop watching and go do it right now. However, if you have, salute to you. Good to see every single one of you guys. You guys are now watching Drew Hernandez Live. I am your host, Drew Hernandez. Hi. I see all of you in the chat. Good to see all of my riggas in the chat. Dan the Drummer 234. Hello. Good to see you. Good to see you. Casas Rumble 29. Good to see you. MPCV. Good to see you.